Hello, viewers! Today on Ninchronicles, we're going to be taking a look at Wii Music. Playing our intro today is that hot new band, the Derek Quartet. Alright, fellas, I don't think this is working out. I think I'm gonna go solo, alright? I'll take it from here, thanks. Please stop doing that to the giant cake. People eat there. Wii Music is a game released in 2008 for the Wii. The game has the high honor of being the very first Wii game shown to the public back at E3 2006 when Shigeru Miyamoto walked on stage and conducted an orchestra. At the time, this was planned to be a minigame in Wii Play, but then they decided to branch it out into a music-themed Wii game, and that's why it's called Wii Music. Huh? Oh, yeah, there's more. Wii Music is led by me-adjacent figure Sebastian Toot. Please stop laughing. Mr. Toot and his fellow Toots will give you a brief tutorial about how to play the game. There are many instruments at your disposal here, and a multitude of ways to play them. There's pianos, guitars, violins, horns, and drums. There's also some less conventional instruments, like a horn that sounds like an NES. We've got everything from ukulele to shamisen, harpsichord to cowbell, accordion, bagpipes, clapping, rapping, and whistle! The list just keeps going. You can practice playing them in the instrument improv mode. Depending on how you play your instrument, different toots will start showing up to add some extra flavor to your practice session. These folks are 100% dependent on you playing, so they know how to follow your lead. Now that you know what toys you can play with, it's time to jam! Pick a song out from the list here. There's classic music and other cultural songs, but let's be real, you're probably going to spend more time with the video game music and the pop hits from the 70s, 80s, and 60s. Sorry, Beethoven, you just don't hold a candle to Madonna. There's 6 parts to a song that you and 3 other friends can participate in. Melody, harmony, chord, bass, percussion, and percussion again. Percussion instruments are restricted to the percussion spots, while the other instruments are usable in the other 4 spots. Toots will fill in the spot not occupied by me's, but if you don't want their help, you can always send them packing. Alright, ready to play? Here we go! You see, Wii Music is not like most other rhythm games. You don't have to follow a prompt. Unless you want to, then go for it. If you want to go to town on a cowbell, that's absolutely encouraged. If you want to play the song in a recognizable way with some extra flair, that's definitely an option. Or you can just do a total trash performance. This is supposed to be F-Zero. Wii Music is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't judge. Not playing with anyone else? No problem. Wii Music will remember the last 5 performances you did so you can make your own 6-person band. If you have a particular setup in mind, you can create it all on your own. Maybe you want everything to go right except for one part of the song. Maybe you want an a cappella version of Every Breath You Take. Maybe you want to remove every other part and just go solo. Whatever the case, if you're really proud of your performance, you'll want to save it as a music video. Remember when I said Wii Music doesn't judge? That's because you have to do it. Now, I know self-evaluation is tricky, but hey, you can always change it later, so there's no commitment. Now it's time to create a jacket cover. Needless to say, this is another aspect of the game where your creativity is your only limit. With the graphic design done, your song is burned onto a CD, presumably to be sold as the next hit single. Back in the day, you used to be able to send these videos to your Wii friends. Video data can also be loaded into a song in case you had an idea on how to, improve one of your buddy's performances. If all of this sounds overwhelming to you, don't fret. Wii Music offers lessons courtesy of Conductor Toot. He'll walk you through the many different styles of music like rock, jazz, or Japanese. You can set any of the 50 songs to play with any of the 11 styles here if you want a head start on making a sweet remix. Oh, I haven't mentioned these guys yet, have I? These are the bebops. Primarily, they're used to help keep time, but they can also change shape periodically throughout the song. What does that mean? In your lessons with Sebastian about expanding your style, he'll point out that this is to help if you want to shake things up during different parts of the song. For example, if you want to play normally during the circle and triangle parts, but want to play differently during the square parts. It can make for some interesting sounding pieces if you can pull it off. Wii Music is also compatible with the balance board. Here you'll be using it for a more advanced drumming experience. The balance board will act as the pedals for the bass and the hi-hat, leaving the Wii Remote and Nunchuck to handle the rest. There's also a huge list of lessons here, this time taught by Peter Toot. He'll walk you step by step to mastering the drums. If you can believe it, unlike Sebastian, Peter has a grading scale. Now, as long as you can pass the lesson, you'll get a check mark, but if you really impress him, you'll get a crown. Hey, I don't blame him. It takes skill to get this kind of coordination down. Huh? What's that? Oh, you want to know what happened with that conducting game from the beginning of the episode? Oh yeah, it's still around. In the minigame section, you'll be tasked with trying to keep the song in tune while conducting and even get a chance to do the Zelda theme, just like Miyamoto did. And yes, this minigame supports multiplayer. Sebastian will be impressed that 4 people want to co-conduct, so that's when the rules of the game shift a tad. Now you'll have to coordinate with your fellow players to conduct in sync. You can't even flourish unless you all do it at the same time. Unlike the jams, the minigames do judge you, so please do well, or else, this'll happen. Next up, it's Handbell Harmony. You'll need a nunchuck for this one. It resembles a more traditional rhythm game. The 4 of you will have to work together to make the song sound great. Finally, there's Pitch Perfect, a quiz game. You'll be tested to identify sounds before the time runs out. If you're playing with friends, the game uses a roulette to decide who gets to answer the question. Wii Music may not have enjoyed the impact that Wii Sports or Wii Fit had, but I think if you take the time to get to know it, you'll have some fun. With the amount of songs and instruments at the ready, there are so many ways you can mix things up, along with choosing different styles, different tempos, giving some flourish. Wii Music truly is what you make of it.